Wednesday night in my garden. Look, I thought I'd get out before the snow comes.
Yeah.
Get outside.
Well, I've been out all day. Well, yesterday I had Daisy for the afternoon in the back garden, and then we had the kids socially distant in the back garden today. The grandkids. I am absolutely knackered. I'm out of condition. I am. I've been sandpitting. I've been playing cops and robbers. We've been bouncy castling. I'm knackered. There's grandparents all around the world are going to have to go, right, we've got to get into some training here because this is tough.
Well, I've been moving house all week, so I'm pretty shattered as well, lifting boxes. Who wants to move house, by the way? Because it is the most annoying, painful. And my daughter said to me in the car this afternoon, "You seem tired, Dad." I said, "I'm old. I can't do this. I'm 54. I'm too old for it."
God, I thought you'd have got the celebrity show business removals round. The ones that when somebody's sacked from number 10, Pickford's around there. They never put a quote in, but anyway, I'm angry this week. I'm angry. There's a couple of things that I've got on my chest that I need to get off.
You nearly said tits then, didn't you? Said tits.
No, I did not. No. Here's what I'm furious about, Paul. As you know, I'm a fan of the elite sports. I love the elite sports. And I saw this postponed the boat race in the Thames. Where are they doing it? On the Cam at Ely. I thought, boys on, I'm in there. I'm finally going to get to see elite sportsmen, these superhuman beings that are brought in to study PhD on mitochondria and animals, or how to milk a yak or something like that, and they write a thesis on it. They're brought in, and we were going to get to see them. These, and it's only chance the working class get to see the elite sports people. First class, the top upper class at their best. So where's my working class? I don't know anymore. I won't get to see it because we've been banned from the shores of the Cam.
Is it the Cam or the Ouse?
All right, maybe the Ouse. All right.
I think it's the Ouse.
It's a river near. All right. Well, the Ouse then. It's our river.
Yeah.
And every year we get the boat race. We get, you and I remember we had to do that the week leading up to the boat race. We had to do interview after interview with that coach who didn't want to really talk to us, this coach who didn't really want to talk to us, somebody that retired who didn't really want to talk to us, and then we do it. Said, "There's the boat race." Yeah, bam.
Yeah, it's a curious sport, the boat race, isn't it? It's a bit like American football, where they claim to be the best in the world at it, the winners, but there's only sort of two teams in it. So Cambridge and Oxford. Newcastle never get invited, do they? Because they're not posh enough.
What about Wolverhampton University? I've heard they've got a couple of good canoes. They could have nipped up, But the thing is, these aren't really students that are in the boats. By the way, there's not.
They're shipped in, aren't they? Yeah. Hello, is that the University of Wisconsin?
Well, hello there.
You got any rowers?
Yeah.
You have?
Sure. Yeah. But they won't come for nothing. Well,
no, we'll get them on the same course that we've got the rugby players on, land economy.
Yes.
And we'll pay them a few quid. Will they row for Cambridge?
Of course I will. I'd love to row for your Cambridge. So we're not going to get the chance to see it. Yeah, and if you want to stand on the banks of the Ouse Cam, whatever,
the river,
you're going to be fined 200 quid. Right.
The thing is, you mentioned it a minute ago. When we worked at Radio Cambridgeshire and I was sports producer for a while, we were expected to get excited about the university boat race. We were expected to get excited about the university rugby match. Nobody flipping cares. Nobody in Breton, in Peterborough, cares that some hoity-toity lads have got in a boat and pretend to be from Cambridge. It's nothing to do with that. People in Peterborough only watch the boat race for it to sink. They're waiting for them to sink. That's the only excitement in it.
But Paul, I don't know where I am in this societal sort of hierarchy or whatever, the chain, because I get to see these high-class posh people every year, and I know, I'm not good enough for that. I get to watch it. Not anymore, though. So I'll take what there's got.
You'd be good as a cox.
Yeah, I've been told I'm a really good cox. Yeah, yeah. I've never had any complaints before. You know, so boat race people. I know we've got a pandemic, but you know, 200 quid to watch a boat race, bugger off.
No, and you know what's going to happen. One boat's going to end up following the other. That's it.
Yeah. There's going to be and that little Cox. I don't know if they get, and they're going poo, push, go faster, go. And then the guy in the klaxon going, Blue, you're too far over. Blue, you're too close. Get away from it. I'm telling you now. If you don't move, I'm going to sink that bastard.
Anyway, do you know what I think I would make it? Because it's only exciting, as I mentioned, when it gets choppy, isn't it?
Yes.
And, you know, the water's coming in. So if you get a load of your old folks from the gated community in the water, you know, feed them curry the night before.
Yes.
Get them to take off their swim trunks, line them up on the banks in the water, blowing off.
Yeah.
Bubbles everywhere, you know.
What about even pedalos? You'll get pedalos. They'll get pedalos at Ely. Throw them into the middle of the race. I would love to see that. To see them going round, going, whoa.
Fairy liquid. Put fairy liquid in the river. Put fairy liquid in the river. Get some bubbles on it. That's what we need.
We need a wave machine. Yeah, get the oldies with farting. Just farting as they go past. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, just wafting it.
And the disruption of the water. Haven't they planned for this? No, we don't get the Thames. Anyway,
welcome to Ely. Welcome to Ely.
Yeah,
it's good though, isn't it? It's good to be out. It's good to be outside because the rules have been relaxed, and I didn't know which to do first, whether to have a game of tennis, meet 5 mates, or get married. So I went for bigamy.
Bigamy? Well, what? Right. Okay.
Well, I'm married again. Why not? I can.
Lovely.
I've been stuck in the house for a year. Might as well go get married again.
So you're allowed 20? Is it 28 guests or something on wedding? You got 28 mates.
I didn't. Who wants 28 mates? Nobody's got 28 mates, have they? You know. Well, I tell you what, if I'm allowed 28 mates at a wedding, that's brilliant because Alex Salmond. He's had a new party in lockdown, hasn't he? You're allowed to start a party in lockdown.
Yeah, in Scotland Yard, it's an old thingy from the 1600s. You know, if you fancy, if there's a pandemic, you must. It's almost had to do it. It's almost he had to do it, and he was the only one standing that hasn't got a party. So
yeah, well, I suppose it's that time of year in Scotland, isn't it, when salmon migrates? Get in.
Wowza, my goodness. Salmon migrates. So let me go now. This is going down in the how to promote a radio podcast.
Migrating Salmond.
Migrating. Oh yeah, that's it. Migrating Salmond. Yes.
Yeah, Nicola looked very comfortable on the leaders debate the other night, by the way. I thought she did very well. She looked very comfortable, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. And of course, the guy that's a linesman, Dickie Ross or something, Ross, he's the Tory guy. He kept on, they counted, he'd said referendum 17 times. He's obsessed with it.
What's his name? Dickie Tummy?
Dickie Ross, Dickie linesman, Dickie. Who gives a toss? Who gives a toss, Ross?
Politics has been interesting this week because I want to know what's going on, Ronnie.
Oh, go on.
What's going on in government? Because Boris allegedly had a quickie with Jennifer Arcuri on the sofa 10 minutes before his wife came home, didn't he? But then his new press secretary, Allegra Stratton, private school educated posh bird, was forced to comment claiming that Boris followed all legal requirements in his alleged affair, although he didn't have time to share a ciggy after. But he followed all legal requirements, which is odd, isn't it? It's weird.
Well, Paul, I'm going to pull you up on that one. I am, because.
Would you like to withdraw that? Would you like to withdraw that?
No, I'm going to stick up the flagpole. No, Paul, I am fed up with this mainstream media, the MSM, as they call it. I'm fed up with this because Boris was trying to do a good thing for a woman who had a dream. Yeah, she wanted to Jennifer Accurist. Right, Jennifer Accurist. She wanted to become an Olympic pole dancer. Right? Yeah. Right, you're laughing. And nobody says this in but nobody says this is when he was the mayor and he was running building bridges.
Yeah. Well, not really.
This
Never got built.
Boris, I would love to be a pole dancer for the United Kingdom. And Boris said, and he said, look, I'm a believer in you. I think you would be great at the pole dancing. Show me. So he watched her for 4 years, getting better. 4 years, right? And he said, I'm going to get you a grant for this. So you can represent Britain in the pole dancing, 126K. Now, and everybody, oh, that's a lot of money. It's not with poles, mate. Have you tried buying a pole lately? No.
No.
Doesn't even scratch the surface. In fact, if you do scratch the surface in the pole dancing, it's not good for you. But
so he showed him a new technique with the pole dancing, did he, as well? Is that what you're saying? Right.
Yeah. So this whole thing about it was misused. No, he was letting a woman, by the way, live her dream of becoming an Olympic pole dancer. So let them be. And nobody talks about the good side of Boris. So I'm not.
Okay, well, fair enough. That's Boris. But what about Matt Handicock? Because I don't know if you saw this week, Ronnie, but he's given a fascinating insight into his working process. He was describing his unusually decorated office as soothing and like a boudoir. He called it a boudoir because he was quizzed. Yeah. He's quizzed by Holly Willoughby, that hard-hitting interviewer.
Yeah, I like the Holly. Ooh, wow. Did he admit it to being a boudoir? Did he call it a boudoir?
He claimed it was like a soothing boudoir because it's a big red office thing. Now, I've got the definition of a boudoir here, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a woman's private sitting room or salon in a furnished accommodation, usually between the dining room and the bedroom. But it can also refer to a woman's private bedroom, the boudoir.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, obviously, a bit of kickback for Matt Handicock. Some think the word boudoir is salacious and has sexual connotations, but I can assure you, Matt Handicock has no truck, Ronnie, sexual connotations due to his unfortunate naked physical appearance. I don't know if you've heard about this.
No. He
doesn't get involved in sexual connotations because he's got a third thumb.
Really?
It's right in the middle of his back. Right in the middle of his back. He's got a third thumb, which is, it's not nice when you're naked and trying to get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
It's great for Sabutio trick shots.
Mind you, you could always hang your coat on there or your dressing gown, over the evening.
Boris often does. Boris often uses Matt Handicock as just a coat hanger. Turn around, Matt. Just puts his coat on him and his spare underpants for when he's, teaching people how to do the pole. I've
been impressed the way the government, the whole racism thing, which is disgraceful, and they got the all clear. We're no longer a racist society in the UK. It's a thing in the past.
Some old white men said that today, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah, they looked into it really, really deeply, and they said, no, we're not. In fact, they said we're the best example of a non-racist. We're fully integrated in this country. And I thought, I'll sleep easy tonight because I was wondering, but apparently we're not. And then. Yeah, and of course, then the whole thing about the protests. The police investigated the police at that protest that happened for that lovely lady that passed away, and they were talking about women claiming back their rights. But nothing was bad. It was all done in accordance with the rules of the police. So I think I quite like that. The police investigate the police and get the all clear from the police.
Well, I painted the living room. I painted over some of the holes in the living room because I mentioned we're moving.
Yeah.
And I painted them the wrong colour. Now my wife, she was up in arms about it, telling me it was the wrong colour. It was this, it was that. So I investigated it, Ronnie.
Yes.
I had a look at the paint, and I found it to be the same colour. I did nothing wrong. And I'm absolutely admonished. The wife's still angry, but I've told her it's been independently investigated.
Was it a whitewash tin? You got that tin of whitewash? Yeah. That's perfect.
covers everything.
It covers
everything.
And nobody can complain because, you know, did you have witnesses that you did it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I found some, you know, next door. So it's all sorted, you know. I investigated, all done.
That's perfect, and well done to the government, you know, because you know we need more inquiries. We need everything farmed out, especially like PPE. We need more people to actually take up contracts, and they'll get millions of pounds. Well done.
Yeah. Let's have a look at you. Just let me move closer to the screen if you can, Ronnie, so I can have a quick look at you. Just there's a condition going about called FOGO. I'm just checking if you've got it. No, you look all right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, you're all right, but there's a condition going around called FOGO. If people are worrying about life returning to normal as lockdown measures relax, so as we go out, people are worrying about it. Now, this condition, this fear of going out, or FOGO,
yes,
people are getting very worried. I don't know. Have you thought about that? You're going to be going out a lot more, and you've been locked in. Are you suffering with FOGO?
Yes, I am. Yeah, my name's Ronnie, and I suffer with FOGO. I'm pleased. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just having a little cough there. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought it out because I do. Sorry, I have a fear of going out now, and I don't know how. Is that a bird in the background?
Yeah, well, outside, Ronnie. I don't know if you can see. The clues.
Anyway, yeah. See, that's annoying me now as well. There's birds outside. In this house, there's none of that noise going on. Gee, I've got scared. I'm starting to sweat because that's outside, and you're outside as well, which is making me worse.
Well, you're not on your own. You're not on your own, Ronnie, because a famous sufferer of FOGO. I don't know if you know this. A famous sufferer of FOGO is Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mark
Knopfler.
He's that's why he's become such an introvert these days, Ronnie. Mark Knopfler, and he lives so far away from anybody. He lives in a teepee in a dense pine forest in Nörglad in Sweden. It's the northern bit. If you know that.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
So he lives up there. He whiles away his days, does Mark Knopfler, playing cards beside his pool. His favourite game's Twists, by the way. And he does what? He does he does a lot of reading.
Does he?
He really likes the detectives, you know, like Sherlock Holmes.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
The private investigation.
No.
Yeah. But he has to relax though, because FOGO can get Mark into such a state. He doesn't know if he's Mark or Martha Knopfler. He doesn't know.
God.
Oh dear. I didn't have a lot of time this week either. Now, during one of his FOGO attacks, Mark was in such a fuddle, he gave away one of his classic paintings, Ronnie, because he owned Poppies by Claude Monet. You know the because that's how much he made out of Dire Straits.
A lot of money.
But he gave it away for free to MC Hammer.
No.
He was in such a kerfuddle. You know, the FOGO had got him going, and he gave away Poppies by Claude Monet to MC Hammer for free. So MC Hammer got a Monet for nothing. A Monet for nothing.
That was beautiful. No, seriously, that you don't need to prepare those anymore. Just do it like that. Just don't put any preparation into it. I love it. We usually do have a competition for you listeners, but we're both knackered, and you know it's hard for us to come up with Be Creative every week. You know,
well, listen, they're allowed out, the listeners now.
Yeah, that's
true. Bloody lazy. Get a bat, get a ball, get playing.
Yeah, a bit of swing ball. I like swing ball. Swing ball's great, especially
you can ride on it, can't you? You can ride on it.
Can I? you suck me into it, and I think we're becoming pals, and we're going to be like, you know, standing at the corner of the bar, you and I, and slagging off everybody. Oh, talking of slagging off everybody. Let's again to you is because I know that you've done probation in the past because of previous misdemeanors. But there's a new thing out now. This is true that they're putting not just probation tags, but alcohol tags, right? Not tabs, tags. Like around the ankles. Now, these alcohol tags, and sounds like a build up to a gag here, but why would I do that when you're there? These tags can actually detect sweat in from your skin, and alcohol's in sweat, so they can tell. But I see they're bringing out new ones as well, Paul. To go look, there's something that might appeal to you. There's the sarcasm tag. The sarcasm tag is when you're out and about and you see somebody wearing something they shouldn't be wearing. You know, when Andy Harper used to wear these skinny jeans, didn't he?
He looked like he'd got scabies.
Yeah, he looked like a salmon leaning against the bar, didn't he? There's also the carnal thoughts one. When you're out and about and you see somebody of a hello, and you shouldn't be doing that because you're a married man, even though you're a bigamist now. This will give you an electric shock. So you get wow. Now I can't work out whether I'd fancy the electric shock or the other.
Well, it depends where they've attached the electrodes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the good ads. And the other thing as well is the last one is, Paul, as well, is you know what it's like, and you're in the bar and you know that person is going to come up and start telling you a story. All right, you'd love to shut them up, but they know that the bullshit tag. Okay, all right, and this is something that warns everybody else in the pub that person comes in, and so the person comes in with the bullshit tag on. You know he's a bullshitter. Goes up to the bar and there's a light comes up. Bullshitter here. All right, wow, just imagine, wouldn't it be great? Just imagine the meetings we could have gone into within our radio careers. Had somebody been wearing a bullshit tag,
I've sat in so many BBC meetings where I've just thought, bullshit. That would have been really, really interesting. It would have saved me hours and hours of listening to managers in the BBC trying to justify their own existence. That'd have been brilliant.
A bullshit tag. They will become available, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably put them on the TBS merchandise when we get some merchandise up for you, when we can afford to get some merchandise.
Good news, Ronnie. Good news.
Oh, good
news.
Yes.
The Ever Given. You know the big boat in the Suez Canal?
Yes.
They freed it. They got the traffic moving, but it's got social media users really happy because they were loving it yesterday because Gordon Chesterman, you know Gordon?
Big Gordy.
Yeah. He has the Ooze Who boat. And about 10 years ago, he got this canal boat wedged in the Ouse, which is the river near Ely that you thought was the Cam. And he got it wedged about 10 years ago. So he thought it'd be great, get the picture, shove it on social media in comparison to the Ever Given Suez boat. And this bloke's a Cambridge University tutor, you know, Gordy.
Big Gordy,
part-time, does it. But anyway, he said it reminded him, the Suez incident, of his own mishap, which saw the boat firmly wedged for almost an hour, in the Ouse, costing nobody any money in lost revenue whatsoever. You simply haven't lived till you blocked a canal, says Gordy. And the skipper of the Ever Given has my every sympathy. Yeah. I once got stuck on a boat. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I'd never been on the Norfolk Broads. As a kid, we were poor. I don't know if I've mentioned this.
Cool shuttle.
Our holidays were Reeton Gap, if you were lucky, or Withensea, which is it makes Cleethorpes look like, the south of France.
Bless you.
But we never got to go on the Norfolk Broads. And I used to see them adverts as a kid, the Hose Seasons adverts.
Yeah.
Singing away at you, singing. Home seasons. So I thought, when I get old enough, we're going to get a boat and go on the Norfolk Broads. Brilliant. Unfortunately, I picked a very windy day, and it took me all day because when you go on the boat on the Norfolk Broads, you've got to tie up early to get a berth overnight. Do you know what I mean?
All right, I didn't know that. No.
Oh, you've got to tie up early. Yeah. And it's a really windy day, and I'm fighting the boat, and finally, after about 3 hours, I managed to park it across the river from a pub. And there's a little man going across the river with a rope in a boat. So you park this side, get in the boat, and go to the pub. Unfortunately, it took us that long to park the boat, Ronnie. By the time we finished, it was dark, and the man with the boat and the rope had gone. So we spent all night sat on this boat, rocking from side to side, looking at the pub across the river, and everybody having a great time. So don't go boating, kids. It's boring.
Yes, and that's boating more or less done because we went with the boat race.
Hold on. I've got the latest here on the Suez. Do you want the latest on the Suez crisis?
Yes, please.
Anthony Eden has resigned.
Oh, well, I thought he would, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, somebody had to go, all right, because let's face it, I've always thought it was a bit narrow. You know, anytime I've been doing it, I've thought we could have just got a bit more planning permission. And those blokes with the yellow fluorescent jackets with the theodolite looking up there going, no, let's make it wider. That's Egypt there and that other place there. They won't mind.
It's only desert.
Yeah.
Dig it out. It's like when you're making sandcastles. There's loads of sand. Dig it out. Build some more pyramids.
I suddenly got nostalgic today, Paul. I read a story and I thought, oh man, I miss the days. An Inverness Community Council got more than they bargained for after the public meeting was gate crashed by a naked man. I immediately checked to see if it was you. It's not. Cops have now launched an investigation after the streaker reportedly joined a Zoom call and flashed the attendees. Now, let's just clear this bit up. Paul and I do not in any way condone that kind of behavior, all right? You do not flash anybody because it's illegal and don't do it. All right, so I just got that out of the way, Paul, so we're good. However, I suddenly got nostalgic for the days of streakers, Paul, the days of streakers. Erica, you remember Erica at the
Erica Rowe.
Erica Rowe. And I was actually quite emotional because I thought, a cricket game was going really rubbish. And
that was rugby, but carry on.
No, I know, but the cricket as well. That was England playing, so it was boring. No, but by the way, Scotland, France. Anyway, but I suddenly remember that, you know, when a cricket match was also going a bit slow, you were always guaranteed a streaker.
Yeah.
What do you feel about encouraging streakers back into the sporting world, Paul? What's your thought?
Well, it's one of those things that's died out. You know, a tradition. It's an English tradition, and you know, I'm all for English traditions. You know, and I think it's something that, you know, we shouldn't necessarily condone flashing or anything like that. But I think when you've had, you know, 15 or 16 pints and you want to get your todger out at the cricket, it's a rite of passage.
And
you know, that policeman who caught Erica Rowe, you know, he had a good day. It's a day he'll never forget.
And that chap with the Union Jack flag, he managed to cover her vitals. I thought that was magnificent. So, you know, male, female, have a think about it. You will get arrested, and I'm not encouraging to do it. You will get arrested and probably locked up these days. So think about it seriously.
But bring back tradition. That's what I'm saying.
If it's a game that's boring, for instance, England versus Poland tonight could probably do with a streaker.
Yeah. And I've noticed as well that the directors on the telly don't often follow the streakers anymore, do they?
No,
and that's outrageous. All that effort people are putting into taking their kegs off, running across that pitch, jumping, hurdling the stumps, sometimes not hurdling the stumps, and the directors looking at somebody in the crowd drinking half a.
I want to see stewards, overweight stewards, skinny policemen with their hats flying off the back of their head, I want to see that. That's entertainment. That's what we want. Bring it back on a Saturday night.
There was that famous one at the football. He ran all the way around the pitch, and the stewards were diving at him and missing him. And then one of them gave him the old fantastic trip. Just absolutely scythed him from behind. It's a bit like Norman Hunter in the good old days of football.
But you know, we remember that. Can we remember the game? No, but we can remember the streaker. Remember the streaker. So,
Listen, Ronnie, it was a car that was a byword for a certain type of British motorist. But the Mondeo is to be phased out next year after 30 years in production. Launched in 1993, Ronnie. Sold 5 million. popular with a certain sort of person. You know, Mondeo Man was New Labour. He was modern. He had front-wheel drive, Ronnie. He'd left behind the baggage of resentment really carried by old Labour class warriors. He'd picked up in its place glittering packages of progress and optimism. I stole that from the paper. He wore Gap chinos generally, owned his own house, had a statement barbecue and a mobile phone, and very likely, Ronnie, he was self-employed and fiddling his taxes. That was Mondeo Man. Normally quite boring, called Nigel, Tony, or Derek. You know, names you don't call your kids anymore. But the Mondeo has gone, Ronnie.
Oh dear,
it's not happening anymore. What's your favourite car you ever owned, Ronnie? In a nice radio talky sort of way.
Not off mighty. I like my Mark III Cortina in lime green. It was a metallic lime green. And by the way, no power steering there, my friend. It was all from here, all from the guns. We got the guns out. You know, 3-point turns, rubbish. You couldn't.
I liked quite a few of the cars you've had because I've had a look back at your car history, and I like what. I like quite a few of your cars.
Yes. What have I had? But I can't remember, Paul. Tell me some of the cars.
My favourite one you had was the one you drove in Trumpton, you know, the stunt car, because you were a stunt car driver in Trumpton, weren't you?
Yeah.
That was probably my favourite. And you were in Chawton and the Wheelies as well. I like that green one you had in Chawton and the Wheelies. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it. I couldn't find any more.
Paul, you and I are believers in the British Broadcasting Corporation. They came up with a Badooby, a great idea. Obviously the strap for cash, because even though we left, you know, and that was 40k that just went like that. even they're still short of cash, so they've come up with a great idea of bless them, making BBC 4 the archive station. And the idea behind it, they make programs, Paul, and they maybe get a couple of series or something like that, and then they don't play them again, or do they? But anyway, BBC 4, they've decided that's where all your old programs will be on there. And I thought, that it sounds familiar. I don't know, but you did it ring any bells with you? A station that plays stuff that they've made. It's not fresh stuff. It's not new stuff. Have you got anything in mind there?
I think they came up with a catchy name for it, didn't they? I thought they came up with something funky, because they're always looking to attract the younger audience to the BBC these days, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I thought they came up with something that says repeats, that, you know, is archive, it's mini-series, you know, it's funky, it's relatable. And I thought they called it the BBC iPlayer.
I knew it.
Did they?
But you've got to admit, isn't it a work of genius? It used to be, funny enough, it used to be BBC 2 that was the repeats, remember? It was called the repeat station. But now, the archive station, BBC 4, is going to play the repeats that BBC iPlayer already play. But you know, it's not on demand, so you can't go like the iPlayer and get on demand. You'll get it when you're given it, but they're going to play, BBC 4 will be iPlayer repeats.
So you can watch it. You can watch it when you want on the iPlayer, but you have to watch it when you're told on BBC 4. That's they come up with some genius ideas.
Why we don't work for the BBC anymore, because we're not that clever.
These BBC managers these days, they're a step ahead, aren't they? It's almost as clever as ditching your local radio audience, playing young music, and trying to attract 30-year-olds who won't come to you till they're 45. Yeah, that's another genius idea. We're out of step. We don't know what we're doing.
No. Well, that's why we're where we are, and the BBC's where it is.
It's been lovely talking to you, Ronnie, but I've had enough now, to be fair.
Have you done everything you need to do?
I've said everything I want to say. I think we've been moderately amusing. You know, it's a nice night, and before the snow comes, I want to get out and play. So I've got to, because before I go, I'm going to go join that Alibaba party as well. You know, the salmon thing.
Oh, the Migrating Salmond. Yeah, that's well.
Anyway, because he started the Alibaba party, so me and 40 other thieves are going to go join.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the what's it called again? Total BS podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, if you'd like to leave a message on the anchor thing, but nobody does because they're here.
Too busy. They're too busy.
Too busy. Get out, wear a mask, keep your hands to yourself. Oh, that was the one thing I was going to say, Paul, just on the closing thing here about the lockdown easing. Wasn't it great to see British people getting out and doing what we do best? A fight in Nottingham in a park, youngsters getting together and knocking 10 bills of shit out of each other. Wasn't that great? And then seeing piles and piles of litter. Oh, old barbecues.
Freedom!
Yes.
Freedom!
You can give us COVID, but we are going to drop our shit wherever we like.
Still, it's better than looking at a picture of Matt Hancock's third thumb.